Hi folks, this is part 3 of my Qlikview date and time series. In this one I'm going to show you how to sum a value from one date to another date. So it's fairly simple what I'm going to show you in this video, but if you use the same concept you can use the same concept for lots of different kind of date functions, if you want to call it that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a straight table, and there's reasons why I'm creating a straight table, because it helps you. I'm not going to choose a dimension. I'm going to say next. I'm just going to create an expression. So sum of value. The reason for that is if I click finish, so now I have a straight table, but I only have the sum of all the values. So I'm just going to go into properties, and then the caption I'm just going to say between dates. Let's click OK. So drag this over. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to get the sum of value between specific dates, and this is how we do it. This is kind of a set way that I do it. So I'm going to put a space in there. First thing is you create a bit of set analysis, so you open squiggly brackets, and well, obviously we want to choose the date. So what you do is you put in sum value, the date is the analysis you want to do, and within that set analysis you want to put in some more, so where the date is equal to, and then you type in the following. And if you follow these steps each time, just put a space in there so you know it's where we're going to put in the start date, and then we're going to, on the next one, we put in the end date. So that's what I always start with. If I want to sum up profit or sum up sales from a date to a date, this is what I put in. The date, in this instance, the date field is called date. It could be calendar date, it could be physical date, it could be a number of different things. So what we do is, if you just kind of memorize this or follow what we've done, in here we're going to put in, this is greater than, it's the greater than date, so we're going to say date, open close brackets, and within date we say max, open close brackets, and within max we say date, and then just outside that we say -7, so we want the last 7 days. Then we just delete our final space, and then again, so from the max date, 7 days go up until when? Well, it's up until date, open close parentheses, max, open close, and then within that is your date field. And for now we're just going to leave that as it is. So if I click OK, now if I hover over this, you can see that it's telling me, it's giving me a value, which is good, and it's actually telling me it's a sum where the date is greater than the 26th of the 1st, 2013, and less than the 2nd of the 2nd, 2013. So if we go into properties and we say, actually we don't want it up until the max date, we want to say the max date -1, click OK, click apply. Then if you hover over and you see it's no longer the 26th to the 1st of the 2nd, or 26th to the 2nd of the 2nd, it's now the 26th to the 1st of the 2nd, which is actually 7 days. So that's the correct formula for the last 7 days is from yesterday and the previous 7 days. So I'll just, what we do is we can copy this formula, and we go into, we can copy and paste, and then go into this, and we can get rid of the sum, and we can say count distinct. Oh, I'm missing the my hear a dog barking, sorry about that. Count distinct date, and instead of the value, we want to count the dates. So we're saying we want to count how many days are between this and this. So we click OK, click OK again. We can see it's actually telling us that there are actually 7 days between this. If you go into properties again. Now, bear in mind, if we put a label on this like last 7 days value, click OK. When we hover over this, we don't get any help on the menu. Whereas this doesn't have a label, and when we hover over it, it's going to help us, saying count distinct dates between the 26th and the 1st and the 1st of the 2nd, and it's 7 days. So if we go into properties again and we make some changes to this and say get rid of the -1, it's actually really going to show us, instead of the last 7 days, it's actually going to show us the last 8 days. So because we have to count, the count is helping us figure out what's going on here. So we click apply, you can see it's actually giving us the last 8 days. So we could do it a number of ways. You can go back into the expression. You could either put -1 here, which I think it's better to put -1, which will give us the 7 days, but it'll give us up until yesterday. So not today, but the last 7 days before today. So what you could do is get rid of the -1 then, and put in -6. Click apply. It will still give you the last 7 days, but it's going to give you the last 7 days including today, and there might be still activity that you're going to, or some values that you want to include. So for this, the best way is to really say -1 and -7, which should give you the last 7 days, but not including today. Again, if we get rid of our label in the last 7 days values, click OK, and then we hover over this, we can see we're getting the 26th. And the same applies here. We could go in and change this to the last 30 days. Click apply, and then when we hover over it, the value has changed. You can see it's now saying from the 3rd of the 1st 2013 to the 1st of the 2nd. And again, we can go back in, we can change 30 to give us the last 90 days. Click OK, and then we hover over, you can see it's saying from the 4th of November 2012 to the 1st of February 2013, and again the value has changed to take in all the values within that period. So I hope that helps. Again, it all comes down to, if we go back into one of these and get rid of some of this stuff, like if we bring it back and get rid of, all we put in was date max date -1, so we delete that, and then all we brought in here was date max date -90. This is what you always start out with. Sum your date field equals within your set, your starting piece and your max piece. And if you follow those guidelines, you can't go wrong really. So I hope that helps, and I'll see you next video. Cheers guys.